Money isn't real. It's just emotional cosplay with receipts. You could make six figures and still feel broke because your brain thinks saving means adding things to your Amazon wishlist. Fact 1. The lifestyle inflation loop. When success turns into a self-funded scam. Here's the most expensive illusion you'll ever buy. The belief that more income fixes bad habits. Lifestyle inflation is that psychological trap where every raise becomes permission to upgrade your problems. You don't get happier, you just start drinking better wine while panicking about your credit score. You earn more, but somehow your essentials now include a $400 coffee machine, a gym you never visit, and casual vacations that require travel insurance and emotional recovery time. The brain treats new income like new oxygen. It expands consumption to fill the available space. Economists call it hedonic adaptation. I call it the congratulations, you just gave your anxiety a salary increase effect. And the punchline, no matter how much you make, your dopamine can't tell the difference between survival and self-sabotage. Fact 2. The sale illusion. When saving money makes you poorer. Nothing empties a wallet faster than the words limited time offer. The sale illusion is your brain's favorite financial hallucination. The idea that buying something on discount is basically the same as making money. You walk into a store planning to just look, and suddenly you're sprinting out with 3 sweaters, a candle shaped like anxiety, and the smug confidence of a Wall Street investor who saved 40%. Here's the dark twist. You didn't save 40%. You lost 60% on things you didn't even want until capitalism whispered, "Hurry, or someone else will waste their money first." Psychologists call it loss aversion. You're more afraid of missing a deal than missing rent. Stores know this. That's why sale signs are red, the color of both urgency and regret. Every buy one, get one is really buy one, feel smart, still broke. The dopamine hit from winning, the deal fades faster than the receipt ink, leaving only guilt and another unopened box in your closet labeled future eBay listing. Fact 3. The credit card time machine, where future you pays for past you's delusions. Credit cards are basically tiny portals that teleport your bad decisions directly into next month. You swipe, feel powerful, and future you quietly screams from the distance, "Bro, I can't afford this timeline." The psychological trap here is temporal discounting. Your brain treats later like a fantasy world where discipline magically exists. So, present you buys concert tickets, avocado toast, and that subscription box for emotional wellness that only delivers disappointment, while future you gets to wrestle with interest rates that multiply like rabbits on caffeine. It's not spending, it's borrowing confidence from a person who doesn't exist yet. Every purchase whispers, "You'll handle this later," but later shows up with a 24% APR and no sense of humor. Banks know this. That's why your card glows, chimes, and gives you points. It's a slot machine wearing a suit. You're not buying things. You're paying rent on your own denial, one swipe at a time. Fact 4. The comparison trap. When other people's highlight reels bankrupt your reality. Nothing ruins financial peace faster than watching someone else pretend to have it. The comparison trap is the mental malware that convinces you your perfectly good life is a clearance rack version of someone else's. You see your friend's vacation in Bali and forget their credit cards currently in a long-distance relationship with debt collectors. Their new car, leased, their dream apartment, sponsored by generational wealth and bad decisions. But your brain doesn't care. It just screams, "We're behind. Buy something shiny to feel caught up." Social media turned envy into a full-time job. Every scroll is a financial ambush disguised as inspiration. You're not comparing incomes, you're comparing illusions curated by people equally broke but better at filters. And here's the cruel irony. The more you chase someone else's version of success, the more your own stability starts looking boring. But boring is actually the flex, because peace doesn't post well, but it compounds interest beautifully. Fact 5. The "I deserve it" syndrome. When self-care turns into self-sabotage. This one's brutal. The mental gymnastics of treating yourself for surviving a Tuesday. The "I deserve it" syndrome is how your brain rebrands impulsive spending as emotional therapy. You're exhausted, stressed, underpaid, and capitalism whispers, "You've earned a reward." Suddenly, you're knee-deep in a shopping cart full of scented candles, overpriced sushi, and a $300 gadget that promises to simplify your life by complicating your finances. Psychologists call this moral licensing. After doing something good, your brain thinks it's earned permission to do something stupid. You didn't get a raise? Buy something anyway. Had a hard week? Swipe that card like it's an emotional support animal. It feels empowering for exactly 6 minutes. Then comes the shame hangover, the one Amazon Prime can't deliver you out of. Real self-care isn't a bubble bath or a new outfit. It's opening your banking app without needing a support group afterward. Fact 6. The subscription sinkhole. When convenience quietly robs you in the background. You're not broke, you're just paying monthly rent to your own forgetfulness. The subscription sinkhole is that invisible leak where your money disappears $9.99 at a time. Gym memberships you swear you'll use, streaming platforms you forgot existed, meditation apps that only remind you how anxious you are about your spending. It's financial death by 1,000 auto-renewals. Here's the psychological trap: micro-spending numbness. Anything under $10 feels harmless, so your brain doesn't flag it as danger. But 15 harmless charges later, you've basically adopted a part-time roommate named Spotify Premium who never does the dishes. Companies love this. They design frictionless payments, so unsubscribing feels like breaking up with someone. Awkward, guilt-inducing, and weirdly complicated. Every month, you're paying to not notice. And the punchline? You'd never hand someone $300 in cash for access to convenience, but slice it into cute little digital payments, and suddenly you're sponsoring your own financial amnesia. Fact 7. The future me will be rich. Delusion. The most popular financial religion on earth. Ah yes, the gospel of future me. That mythical creature who wakes up early, meal preps, invests wisely, and somehow has their life together. While present you orders takeout and whispers, they'll handle it. This is optimism bias with a credit limit. Your brain assumes your future self will have more money, more discipline, and fewer cravings for iced coffee and emotional spending. Spoiler, they won't. They'll just inherit your chaos, with interest. The trick of this trap is temporal optimism. You don't feel like you're being irresponsible, you're just deferring responsibility. You tell yourself, next month I'll save. Next year I'll start investing. Next paycheck, I'll get serious. But those nexts pile up like unopened bills, and suddenly you're living in a time loop powered by procrastination and hope. Marketers know this delusion better than anyone. That's why buy now, pay later exists. It's not a feature, it's a prophecy. And by the time future you shows up, they're too broke to sue you for emotional damages. Fact 8. The budget gym membership, where you sign up, feel accomplished, and never show up nothing, screams financial fitness, like paying monthly to remind yourself you have no discipline. The budget gym membership trap is that glorious psychological paradox where signing up feels like progress, so your brain rewards you before you've done a single squat. You literally buy the idea of self-improvement, then treat the payments as proof of commitment. Economists call it pre-commitment bias. I call it cardio for your delusion. Gyms know this game cold. They want you to stay home. Their entire business model runs on the confidence of people who think walking past their gym counts as exercise. That $40 a month isn't for fitness, it's for outsourcing your guilt. Every unused membership is a quiet financial apology to your future self, the one who swore this year would be different. Spoiler, it isn't. And the punchline? You wouldn't skip rent, but you'll gladly donate to a treadmill you've never met. You're not paying for access to equipment, you're paying for the illusion that your life's under control. Fact 9. The free shipping scam. How you spend $50 to save $5. This is capitalism's greatest magic trick, convincing smart people to overspend in the name of saving. You've done it. Everyone has. You're at $42.87 in your cart when that seductive little line appears. Add $7.13 more for free shipping. And suddenly, you're scrolling like a Wall Street analyst hunting for smart investments, aka items you never wanted until logistics became emotional. You don't need another mug, another notebook, or a novelty candle that smells like confidence. But your brain goes, it's basically free money. Psychologists call it threshold bias. You fixate on reaching a goal even when the goal makes no sense. That free shipping just cost you triple what shipping would have. Companies know this. They built the trap, labeled it smart shopping, and let your ego walk right in. You're not saving $5. You're buying permission to feel like a genius while your wallet quietly weeps in standard delivery. Fact 10. The treat yo kids trap. How parents go. Broke teaching bad economics in tiny shoes. Somewhere along the line, good parenting got confused with Santa Claus on payroll. The treat yo kids trap is the emotional booby trap that convinces parents they're healing their own childhood trauma with Target receipts. You're not buying your kid happiness. You're buying silence, validation, and 5 minutes of peace before the next meltdown. You call it love. Your kid calls it Tuesday. Here's the psychology: guilt spending. You feel bad about not having enough time, energy, or patience, so you compensate with stuff. Toys, gadgets, birthday parties with catering, all tiny band-aids on your own emotional debt. But the cruel twist? You're teaching them the same reflex that's keeping you broke. That money equals comfort, and comfort solves everything. You think you're giving them a better life. Really, you're giving them a head start in financial denial. And when they grow up to say retail therapy instead of budgeting, congratulations, your legacy lives on, complete with interest. Fact 11. The money as motivation myth. When chasing cash makes you miserable. You've been sold the dream, do what you love, and the money will follow. But in reality, the only thing following is burnout, holding a Starbucks cup and whispering, "This is fine." The money as motivation myth is the trap where you mistake financial reward for fulfillment. You start doing everything for the bag until even joy feels taxable. Suddenly, every hobby needs a side hustle, every passion needs a monetization plan, and every spare minute becomes a productivity spreadsheet with anxiety in bold. Psychologists call this extrinsic motivation collapse. When you chase external rewards long enough, your internal drive packs up and leaves. You stop asking, "Oh, do I like this?" and start asking, "Will it pay?" The irony? The more obsessed you are with money, the less satisfied you feel when you get it. Because fulfillment doesn't scale, but exhaustion does. You don't need to turn every skill into income. Sometimes the richest thing you can do is nothing profitable at all. Fact 12. The budget barrage prison illusion. How discipline feels like punishment. When you've been financially feral. Let's be honest, most people treat budgeting the way toddlers treat broccoli. They'll say it's restrictive, boring, or just not for me, as if math were a personality type. The budget masseur prison illusion is your brain rebelling against structure because chaos feels more familiar. You don't hate budgeting, you hate accountability. You'd rather wing it and feel free than track it and feel responsible. This is called psychological reactance, when your brain mistakes discipline for oppression. The word budget triggers that teenage rebellion that says, "Don't tell me what to do," even when it's literally your own spreadsheet. The truth? A budget isn't a cage, it's the key to escaping one. But since it doesn't come with fireworks or dopamine hits, you avoid it until your account balance becomes a horror story. You're not losing freedom by budgeting, you're renting stability by ignoring it. Fact 13. The smart investment delusion. When you're just gambling in business. Casual. Nothing boosts confidence like pretending you understand compound interest while buying crypto at 3 a.m. The smart investment delusion is that glorious moment when people call gambling strategy because they used the word diversify in a sentence. You convince yourself you're building wealth, but what you're really doing is donating to the market's entertainment budget. Your brain loves this one because it mixes risk with identity. You're not losing money, you're being bold. You're not panicking, you're playing the long game. Here's the truth. If your investment makes you check your phone every 5 minutes, it's not investing. It's financial roulette with a LinkedIn profile picture. Real wealth builders are boring. They don't spike your adrenaline or make you feel like a genius. But boredom doesn't trend on TikTok. So instead, you chase volatility, confuse luck with skill, and call it financial literacy. Spoiler, the market doesn't care about your vibe, just your wallet. Fact 14. The money makes safety lie. When security becomes a moving goalpost. This one's the cruelest of all. The money safety lie is the illusion that once you hit that number, you'll finally relax. Except Every time you reach it, your definition of enough quietly upgrades itself like a phone you didn't ask to update. You tell yourself, once I have 10K saved, I'll breathe. Then it's 20K. Then it's a house. Then it's freedom. But peace never shows up, just higher expenses dressed as standards. This is the hedonic treadmill, running faster to stay in the same emotional place. You don't feel safe because you don't trust yourself, not your balance. The more you chase financial safety through numbers, the more you train your brain to find new threats in abundance. You can't out-earn anxiety. You can only outgrow it. So yeah, turns out feeling poor has less to do with your paycheck and more to do with your psychology. Which of these money traps has been renting space in your brain the longest? Go ahead, confess your favorite financial delusion in the comments. Your wallet's already judging you anyway.